Oh, why hello there. I'm St. Nicholas, and you are watching Celt Can Cook, a Scottish cooking channel that encourages young men and women to have the confidence and competence they need to conquer the kitchen. As you may have noticed, I am certainly not Kin, your former host. No, he is off gallivanting somewhere, enjoying the holiday, and as I was doing nothing today, I decided, Kin, let me fill in for you. Today's episode is a very special, very delicious episode. We are going to be watching Kin cook a Wagyu steak via a French method of cooking called Sous vide. It is not a cheap steak, nor a cheap way of cooking, but when it comes to steak, it is the absolute best way to prepare any steak you may eat, and when it comes to steak, the best kind of steak you will ever find is Wagyu beef. So, let us watch Kin as he attempts to justify this expense by having me here. Oh, how ludicrous. Let me see here. And here we are. Snake River Farms Wagyu beef. $30 for one steak. Oh, how ridiculous. But the reason it is so expensive, you see all of that fat, that is flavor. And that is what makes Wagyu beef unique from the rest. Japanese Wagyu, of course, has so much more fat, and is therefore much more expensive. This steak that Ken bought would have cost $100 if it was the Japanese variety. Ken salts his meat and is going to set it in his refrigerator for one full day, so that the salt penetrates deeply. After one day, this is what it looks like. The salt penetrates the meat, but not the fat. Very important, that. When you use sous vide, you are essentially submerging your beef into a vat of water that is heated up to a precise temperature and not 1 degree over. This provides for a consistent internal temperature, allowing you to get whatever doneness you may desire. It is therefore preferred that you use a vacuum-sealed bag. Ken, as you may be noticing here, does not know what he is doing, which, as long-time viewers of this channel will realize, is a consistent theme. Oh my goodness. Well, Ken tries, but he's not able to get the vacuum to quite seal, so he's going to put it into a Ziploc baggie. This is the sous vide tub of water. There is a heating element. As you can see, there is a minimum level of water that you must fill towards. Like so. And then you secure the heating element to the tub, plug it in, and begin the whole process. Sticking your meat in. This was, of course, done at a different time when Ken used different vacuum seal bags that actually worked. Of course, you need to put the lid on first before you put the heating element on, but Ken realized that eventually. Ooh, look at that. That is some fine cinematography there. Well done, Ken. Very nice. Now, when it comes to the heating element, Ken will set it to 131 degrees, and he shall set his timer for 3 hours. For a steak this thick, he should have done 4 hours, but he's still new at this. We'll give him a bit of a break. We shall now make some oven fries, where Ken will take a Yukon Gold potato and cut it in half, and then into several very thick strips of equal thickness. We shall boil water, set our oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Ken added a little bit of white vinegar because it helps keep the potatoes in one piece. We should boil for 10 minutes. A little bit of white vinegar will not hurt the taste any. Do not worry about that. Once 10 minutes have elapsed, Ken is going to take it out and let it drain for a little bit. If he had it clean, he would have used a colander. But of course, Ken only cleans when he does these particular commentary videos. Well, you can't see it in the viewfinder, but trust me, it is clean here. Very nice. Now Ken is going to pat these dry, because water and olive oil do not mix. And he shall therefore just throw olive oil on the top of these like an absolute buffoon. Once again, he does things the hard way. A bit of garlic powder, a bit of kosher salt, and quite a helping of smoked paprika. These are the 3 elements that make this dish fantastic. These are some old Brussels sprouts that Ken is going to prune a wee bit, get some of the wilted leaves off, as well as cut off the stems. The stems are edible but not very tasty. He shall then add some olive oil, garlic powder, salt, and smoked paprika. If he was smart, he would have just used some of the residual oil, salt, paprika, etc. from the potatoes, but he was not especially smart, which is the story of his life. Boy has an IQ of 140, he's an absolute idiot. Then he shall put this onto a baking tray and put this into his oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 to 25 minutes. You can stick it in the same oven as you put your potatoes, for the same length of time if you so choose. The steak, after it's just come out of the sous vide bath, is of course steaming hot, as it should be. It is 131 degrees Fahrenheit, external and internal, and Kid is going to pat it dry, because he's going to try to get a beautiful sear on that steak. Yes. But when you make a sear, you have to have the surface of the steak be absolutely dry. Otherwise, you're going to heat the oil, or the water that is on that steak, and not the actual steak itself. That is not nearly as pleasant. Ken is going to add avocado oil, because avocado oil can get to a very hot temperature before it starts burning. It is one of the hottest oils you can use, but it's also a little bit expensive, so price accordingly. Once the skillet is quite hot, he is going to add his steak and his mushrooms, because Ken loves a good mushroom. And of course some garlic, because who doesn't love garlic sautéed mushrooms? Now, every time you sear the steak, it takes about 1 minute, and then you flip it. In the meantime, though, Ken is going to take some Wagyu tallow. Oh, this stuff is fantastic. It makes any steak that is not Wagyu taste like Wagyu, and it is absolutely amazing. You basically baste it like you are using butter. Is this good for your heart? Probably not, but everyone dies at some point, don't they? Just use it sparingly, you'll be fine. Oh, look at how delicious that is. Very nice. And see that sear? That is what you're looking for. It is fantastic. Well done, Ken. Oh, look at how flaky those potatoes are. My goodness. And the Brussels sprouts, well, that way you can pretend it's a healthy meal. Now the moment of truth. How well done is the steak? Oh, it looks like it's a perfect medium rare doneness. Oh, well done, Ken. Now, as I said, he should have cooked it for an extra hour, but he is still learning with steaks this large. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Wagyu beef, cooked with the sous vide method. Ken got these especially for this show, and I think for this episode itself. I think you see that there are some fantastic ways you can explore cooking that maybe you haven't tried before. As I'm sure you could not help but notice, 2020 and 2021 were very tumultuous years. So I, Ken, Jacques, and everyone here at Celt Can Cook wish to extend to you our heartfelt hope that 2022 be filled with the Lord's peace, and that he may bless you far above what you ever expected or hoped. In the meantime, you are watching Celt Can Cook, the Scottish cooking channel that encourages young men and women to have the confidence and competence they need to conquer the kitchen. I will be seeing you. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.